We build giant corporate and government entities powered by vast amounts of personal information and expect them to be transparent machines.
Welcome to Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I'm recording this on a lazy Sunday afternoon. I don't know if you can hear in the distance we have, is it pigeons? It's the prettier bird. It's not a pigeon, it's something else. So the topic of discussion today is, I accidentally hypnotized my entire neighborhood. When you say hypnotized, or when I say hypnotized, a lot of people misinterpret that to mean, and I had a roommate who was completely convinced that I had sinisterly hypnotized him. I did hypnotize him, but not in the way that you go to a show and the guy barks like a dog. While that's hypnosis, there's a much more secret technique that you can use that a lot of salespeople use automatically. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you today, the reason I share anything with you people, is so that you can be aware of what's going on and you can do something about it. So when I say I've hypnotized my entire neighborhood, what do I mean? I mean I've used a technique called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. How I know it's working is when people who had a completely opposite opinion, were completely convinced of other facts in their mind they thought was factual, are now repeating to me what I have programmed into them as if it were factual and that they heard it on CNN or something like that. What are the examples? I live right next door to this, outrageously staunch, I hate Trump, Democrat. I went to speak with her or visit her, as is the polite thing to do as a gentleman and as a good neighbor. She's 70-something years old, 75. And I am a genuinely good person, and I visit people to make sure they understand that there's somebody in the world that cares about them. I don't care about her politics, I care about her, right? She's 75 years old. There should be at least one person who treats her politely, friendly. I guess that's the word. What's funny is everybody's making fun of Mark Zuckerberg for the way he acts, and I swear, upon occasion, you would think I'm the same way, that you would think that I'm a robot because I speak with computers all day. This is probably why I care about my fellow man so much. Anyway, she repeated something political to me that I had said to her before, and it was the opposite opinion of what she had before. Case number 2. You know my neighbor the witch, who then just went and got a tattooed of a pentagram in a circle, which is to my knowledge, a summoning circle. She got that tattooed on her hand so that nobody could mistake it. She could not avoid it without looking awkward by wearing gloves or something like that. And I wouldn't put it past her to wear gloves. Now, she considers herself a dog expert, and then she repeated something to me that I had said about dogs before. Case number 3, an enraged father in the neighborhood whose son had lied to him, who had threatened to beat me up until he investigated. Threatened to beat me up. And the guy's like 3 times my size. Threatened to beat me up right then and there. And I just gave him a look. And he said, I'm going to go investigate some more. And then he came back while I was fuming. I said, where I'm from in Africa, well, not where I'm from, but where I lived in Africa, that would call into vendetta, the likes you only hear of in sensational news, about Africa or something. But it really does go on there, wiping out an entire family, including extended family. Biblical in nature, women, children, extended family, everybody, the entire, what was it? What did they say? The entire nation, not even cows, not even sheep, nothing. Not even a blade of grass left standing. He comes and has his son apologize to me. Now, case number 4 is too numerous because the person is just normally who this works on are people who are just of lesser intelligence than you. And that's not across the board. That's lesser intelligence is not what you think it is. A lot of people keep saying he is intelligent. Well, the question is, in what way is he intelligent? Does he know about music? Does he know about math? Does he know about engineering? Does he know about accounting? Does he know about women? Does he know about children? Does he know about how to build a house? You can't just be intelligent. You can be very intelligent about a certain subject. So, for all of you who just saw it and said, well, that counts me out. No, you're probably intelligent about a certain topic. You're probably, and here's what I keep trying to harp on with my people. I'm saying it that way because the robot will trigger and demonetize the entire video. My people are told that they are unintelligent. No, they might be unintelligent just like everybody else in one certain subject or 12 different subjects, but they might be a genius in a different subject. And I see it all the time, even walking around this neighborhood. I live in the white section, but there's a black section. I see it all the time. They are just amazing in certain subjects. And instead of latching onto that and saying, oh, no, I'm not unintelligent. Look what I can do. They accepted. And this is another thing I keep trying to harp on with everybody. You might not know how to build a rocket ship, but you might know how to build a doghouse. I need somebody to build me a doghouse. You might not know rocket ship, but you might be, Picasso with a doghouse. So what I'm going to teach you or try and lead you to this NLP is that it will work on people of lesser intelligence, and you want to steer the conversation into areas that you know like the back of your hand. You want to meet a girl, you want that girl to look up to you, which is the only thing that men have going for them. This whole women are equal, no, that does not work for men, because she then tries to take on the role of a man. That's what this is. This is why this whole kit and caboodle is going topsy-turvy, because the women have convinced themselves basically that they are men. We're equal to men. No, you're not equal to men. Physically and mentally, you're not equal to men. Convincing yourself that you are is a different story. So I want you, as a man, to steer the conversation into the area that you know down. Well, I only know about carpentry. Well, there you go. Steer the conversation to carpentry. Well, that's not romantic. You're not trying to be. You're not understanding. You must appear dominant to the woman. You want to get a woman? You must appear dominant to her. You only know about carpentry, and she only knows about computers. You steer the conversation to carpentry. If she tries to bring up computers, you say, oh no, I don't know anything about that, and move on. Right? That's how it works. And if she says, I want to talk about computers, skip the entire conversation. On to the next one. There are two women to one man in the world left standing. You have to understand these things. This is why I keep trying to lead you into knowledge. I had somebody come on. I have more than one person. I have many people come on. Why would I want to sit here and listen to you talk? Because that's my channel. You can go watch PewDiePie. Oh wait, he talks too. Yeah, but he's funny, but he talks. Not everybody thinks he's funny. He talks. And people listen to him just to listen to him. Not because they think he's funny. I don't think he's funny. Jack's Films, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Jimmy Kimmel. A lot of people don't find Jimmy Kimmel funny or Jimmy Fallon funny. Nope. And why are they called Jimmy? That's a little boy name. They should be called James, like full-grown men, adults. I just wanted to point that out to you. Did that click home just then? That I pointed out to you that they're called Jimmy, which is something that you call a little boy? But James Dean was a sex throm, was a leading man. Huh? You see how this works? Larry Fishburne changed his name to Lawrence Fishburne. He says, yes, it's more respectful to call me Lawrence. I want to be called Lawrence Fishburne. Everything is what you perceive it to be. Don't go up to a woman and says, I'm Johnny Bozo. You know, right? If your last name is Bozo, Say, I'm Jonathan Bozo. And no matter how funny Bozo sounds, Jonathan sounds very prim, proper, right? It's all about control, right? So neuro is brain, linguistic is spoken word, programming is program. So you are speaking to somebody and programming their brain without them know it. The news does it all the time. First order of business is sound confident in your speaking. Do I sound confident? I sound confident. I sound like I am a master of every word that comes out of my mouth. And you know, I practice this too. If I don't know the subject, I don't talk about the subject. My witch neighbor across the street, I don't talk about witches. I don't really know about witches. Now, I could make a whole book on the fiction of witches, but I don't really know. She tried to get into an argument with me about Wicca, and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll just bow to whatever you say, because I'm not here to convince you that you're wrong." Now, the sneaky thing about NLP is that you can convince somebody of their wrong, and you can convince somebody to think the way that you think, which is the exact opposite of what the Democrats are doing. They're just, we hate Trump. No, you don't hate Trump. CNN has told you that Trump is this and that and the other. 3 years ago, you loved Trump. Trump was all in your gossip news, and Trump said this, Trump said you fired. Oh my God, he said you're fired. People had t-shirts saying you're fired, and it was all attributed to Trump. His face didn't even have to be on the t-shirt. It just said you're fired. Oh, that's a great t-shirt. But now he's, Satan walking, right? But that's not the case. He's not Satan walking. And you can see with these stuff that's going on lately, you can see that he's not in control of the people he's not in control of. This should clearly open your eyes that he is not able to do all the things that the Democrats are saying that he's supposed to be able to do, because our foreign policy and military policy made an about face, because he said, literally weeks ago, we're not going to go over there. And all of a sudden, the military is over there dropping stuff on people's country, right? You know what I'm talking about without talking about it? What's my point? The point is that the news media is telling people, he's Satan walking. He's Satan on two legs. No, the people that you need to really be afraid of, you don't even know, because the news won't cover it. The news won't break it. The news won't even investigate. Why? Because the news is actually controlled by the very people that Trump is trying to take out. I suspected Trump would have a hard time, but I suspected, because he's a billionaire, that he would have a fighting chance. And he does have a fighting chance, but I'm telling you, he's one man alone. They have removed everybody surrounding him that could have assisted. And then CNN and CBS and Disney have all colluded to work against him to control the narrative. And that's what I'm trying to teach you right now. Control the narrative. Well, I work at a computer job. That's fantastic. I built this house the other day. Oh, it's back here. I have a picture of it on my cell phone. Oh, that's a beautiful house, right? Okay, show me about your computer stuff. Oh, I don't have pictures. It's not something that you see. Okay, well, let me show you this other house that I built. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep, beautiful, ain't it? That's it. I'm a carpenter. Yep, that's me. Look at this kitchen I made. Oh my God, that's to die for. Yep, that's me. 100% of the day. All right, I'm gonna go. Can I come with you? Of course you can. Why? Because you have controlled the narrative and you have appeared superior to her. That's all the woman wants to know. Is he superior to me? Is he? I don't care what they talk about in the news. I don't care what the Women's March says, which you have seen a couple of these marches have been taken over by people who are not pro-women. Taken over, organized by people who are not pro-women at all. Because then you start to investigate those people and you go, wait a minute. These are anti-women people. Yep, that's what a lot of men have been trying to tell you. You're going down the wrong road. So anyway, regardless of what those people say, all a woman really wants is to make sure that you're in charge. And you have to assert yourself. Well, I don't want to be around a toxic masculine. No, you're saying the exact opposite of what you really want. You want a masculine man. Why? Because when the men who are less than masculine get around the masculine man, they see that the masculine man is just pulling them in like fish, like he's in a barrel, just pulling them, right? Why? Because he's masculine, and that's what the woman wants. They want a masculine man. Forget NBC, forget CNN. That's what they want. Some of them like it. Some of them like it rough. I'm laughing simply because this is not my real personality. But I'm a YouTuber. I got to be all things for everybody, right? That's how you. Those were my bones cracking. That's what. So forget all of this. I mean, literally, throw it all. It's garbage. Throw this whole toxic masculinity. Men shouldn't be. That is not what they want in real life. They can get on TV and say all sorts of stuff. The big honking feminist caught in bed with the very guy she called a jerk. Why? Because he's masculine, and that's what she wants. She wants somebody in control. And any woman that tells you differently is lying to herself. She's not lying to you, she's lying to herself. Because they have this weird notion to convince themselves of things that are not to their best interest. My people do it all the time. Oh, Jesse Jackson is the greatest. No, he's a thief. He's stolen millions of dollars from the very people that he's gone to, quote unquote, help. Now, I'm going to recommend a video, and I want you to watch that video too. It's not my video. Oh my God. Yeah, go watch that video too. Be masculine. Be forceful. Oh, don't be forceful. That's creepy. Shh, shut up. Just shh, shh. Put your finger in the mouth anytime somebody says that. Just go, shh, shh, quiet down. Men are talking. I don't like that. Oh yeah, sure you don't, Toots. Sure you don't. And in the meantime, the masculine men are hooking them in like fish in a barrel. Thank y'all for watching. Like the video, share the video, be the video.